So yesterday, my brother and I had a very interesting conversation. Him and his family currently live in a small 3-bedroom house, and they want to buy their dream home, a 5-bedroom house, and they've been saving up forever. But as you guys know, home prices went crazy. So he was kind of waiting for the prices to go down. But now that interest rates are starting to go up, he's getting nervous. Like maybe I should buy a home right now, even though prices are high, because interest rates are going to go higher. The problem with this way of thinking is that Ken and I have talked about sellers being in denial. You're kind of at this tipping point right now where you have high home prices and high interest rates. Before, you had really low interest rates, which pushed the home prices up. But now both the home prices and the interest rates are high. What you haven't seen yet is home prices starting to go down. So people like my brother are getting really nervous and thinking about maybe they should just buy a house now. That's not the right move to make. Prices are about to dip as the Fed continues to raise rates. But right now, you have sellers that are in denial and they're sitting and they're waiting and they're trying to find a buyer. But what you need to do as a buyer is you need to wait too. You need to wait for the home that you want to be on the market for about 60 days, because that's when the seller starts to get a little bit nervous. Because a lot of times sellers need to sell because they have either another house under contract, they're being relocated, they're trying to downsize, or maybe they can't afford the monthly payment any longer. So you as a buyer need to come in and give them a lower offer and see if they take it. You can't have that emotional response. Ken talks about that emotional response of that fear of missing out on the sale. You can't have that and get a good deal in this market. You just have to wait patiently, let the seller get nervous, and then give them a low offer and see if they take it. With interest rates continuing to rise, Ken and I really believe that home prices are going to start to come down in the next 6 to 18 months. Now, that is a very big gap. Is it 6 months? Is it 18 months? It's going to depend on how fast the Fed keeps raising rates and then your area. We're in Phoenix, so we had a bigger boom than a lot of places. So obviously, we're going to have bigger declines, and we're also going to decline first. Or places where my brother is, like Ohio, they still had pretty big booms, but they'll have a much slower correction, and it's usually lagging a little bit behind your bigger cities. My brother is trying to buy a home for him to live in, so there's really no cash flow there, but I just do want him to get a good deal with a good payment. However, if you're trying to invest, you still can look for and find cash flowing assets, and if you do find them, you should still make an offer. But what Ken and I are doing is we're finding assets that are listing that aren't cash flowing, but we're saving them and we're watching them, because in the next 60 days, if they're still sitting, we could come in and make a lowball offer and see if they take it. And then if they don't, we just keep waiting until they accept our offer or somebody else buys it. Another thing I want to mention is remember that you cannot trust real estate agents. Just because they sell real estate does not mean they understand real estate. Remember that they're only salespeople. So when my brother walked through his $400,000 house this weekend, the agent assured him that that house was going to go for $425,000, and he needed to hurry to make an offer on it, $25,000 above the listing price. I'm pretty sure she just pulled that number out of a hat. Anyways, here we are 2 weeks later, and the house still hasn't sold, and the agents called my brother and his wife to just see if they want to make an offer. So that is the kind of market we're going into. So please just be patient and be calculated and don't get emotionally attached to any property you're looking at. As Ken says, you don't want to catch a falling knife.